I'm not sure there's a bigger liar in American life than Candace Owens. I mean, truly, an astonishing liar. So Candace, she has said that she regrets her vote for Trump. Listen, we all have some regrets in life. But
okay, I don't know what the word regrets mean, but I don't think Ben Shapiro has any regrets whatsoever, because instead of spending his time trying to fix what's going on at the Daily Wire, well, maybe this is part of fixing. Maybe this is him coming back all of a sudden and maybe just maybe trying to rebuild his organization. But the whole thing has been crumbling down for over 4 years now. We just didn't know, but I did the homework for you so that you don't have to. Okay, so sit by, because there is so much that I found on Reddit, of all places, guys. Reddit. If listen, if you want to know anything which is going on, just go on Reddit. You're gonna find everything. It's like the Google of politics. Yeah, people go over there to vent, and the internet never forgets. So we're going to read a couple posts. Well, maybe four. So lately, the Daily Wire in the last few days has been the talk of discussion because they laid off about, according to Candace Owens, more than 50% of their workforce. This was the second round of layoffs, but it actually wasn't the second round of layoffs. It started for more than 3 years ago. And I'll be showing you the proof. I just didn't know. It wasn't widely discussed like it is being talked about right now, because there were smaller layoffs, but people felt it, people saw it coming, and it's only finally that they are crumbling down. And so now, instead of Ben Shapiro doing what he's supposed to do, he is solely focusing on killing Candace Owens' character, just character assassination, right? I mean, you can say they are about the same, they're on the same side of the coin. I can't really say they are on the opposite sides, because they're doing the same thing to each other. The difference is Candace Owens left. She claimed she wasn't fired. Ben Shapiro said she was fired. So, anyways, she left the Daily Wire and took a huge audience, went to rebuild her platform, and she has been number one on the podcast. She has trended upwards, whereas Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire have trended downwards after losing the talents at the Daily Wire. Brett Cooper as well, another talent who they lost, gone. So it just lets you know that by himself, Ben Shapiro doesn't really have any leg to stand on at all. They are used to doing what they do, capitalize on other people, because the talent is really not there. And all you see is them trying to pick up these crumbs, but the bread is gone. It's been ate up. The audience is not there. Like, people didn't support your your organization because they liked you. People didn't support that at all. It's because of the talents that you had. And now everybody has deserted you. And guess what? People are going to follow who they like. That's just what it is. These people did a great job. They built for themselves. They built very, very strong, a very, very strong community under the Daily Wire. And it just worked out. It did work out. And so I am going to play a video from the PB podcast. I think they did an excellent job to break down what really happened. Okay. This was phenomenal to me. So let's watch this.
So you see things like that, you say, wow, maybe that affected your cash reserves. But what was very interesting to me, can you go back to the ratings, the chart that Vinny was talking about, the kind of the green? Yeah. Pat, take a look at this. Most media companies, and I looked at this weekend, most media companies, 2024 from January to October was like fantastic, and they were up. Why? It was the election show. They're talking primaries. They're talking states. They're talking, just Trump really back? No, we're going to go with Kamala. Is Biden, did he write the letter? Didn't he write the letter? Remember all that? Look at this. If this is correct from this group, then the Daily Wire viewership was going down into an election cycle, where most of the podcasts and the media kind of went up into an election cycle. So I thought that was kind of interesting difference that they experienced, and those are my observations.
Yeah. So my thoughts here on this story here. Number one, running a business is very hard. And running a business that's a public business is even harder. And then running a business where the face of the business has an opinion is even 10 times harder, okay? So in this case, the guy that, when you think about Daily Wire, who's the face of Daily Wire? Ben Shapiro. Guess what? You know, it comes with the territory. You can't be upset about it. But, you know, one thing with him, I don't think...
Okay, let's pause right there. So, based on the data that they have shown and how just they trended downwards, and other media organizations were gaining viewerships and revenue, because not only are they talking about the elections, but then also think about what happened with Hamas attacking Israel. That was a tipping point for Ben Shapiro. Because you can't have, like he just said, you can't have the face of the company at the same time be the one coming forefront and pretty much be on the opposite side with the audience. And this is when it just started like trending downwards. Well, Candace Owens was fired from the Daily Wire, and then Ben Shapiro just went DEFCON. I know. Listen, yeah, I know. It's Kanye West. You did that. It's not me. So anyways, he went crazy. Anybody who remotely attacked, just condemned Israel for the genocide that they did was deemed anti-Semitic, and Ben Shapiro started attacking every single person, losing friends. So if you think about it, when you distance yourself from other people, you're constantly attacking other people who are huge in this political space, podcasting, you know what I mean? All these people have audiences, and once you start attacking them because you want to stand on something, which is okay. Like Ben Shapiro has the liberty to stand on whatever that he wants. I don't think he's changing at all, but that also comes at a cost. So because he wants everybody to be a neocon, and he wants everybody to just support Israel, everybody to be Christian Zionists, and Israel first, then America second. People disagree with him, they're anti-Semitic. You lose it right there, and you begin to lose an audience. You are mocking Christians, you downplaying Jesus and all these things. People are not going to stand by you. And so these are the effects that we see. And now, yeah, we have to cut jobs. We have to cut down on spending finances, plus the crazy things that they introduced. If you go to the Daily Wire website, I don't even know what's on there. Like, there's so many things that they're trying to do on one platform. So many things. Subscribe to the kids show, do this. It's crazy on there. But the tipping point was when Ben Shapiro started attacking every single person, especially when you see the right wing just being divided. They were very united with standing against the Democrats and the left lunatics. They were very united on that. But once you start attacking each other, it's done for. And he was not the most popular guy after October, was it October 7th or October 11th? Lord, I'm forgetting my dates. And it was after the attack in Israel. You know what I'm talking about? I don't have to remember the dates, but you know exactly what happened. After that, it was done for. Like, Ben Shapiro was over. So I just wanted to say that.
No, he's not a sensitive guy that is going to be affected by it. I will tell you a couple feedback here. When did Jeremy Boring step down, Rob? What was
a year ago?
I think it was March.
March of last year?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I believe so.
By the way, this makes Jeremy Boring look good. This makes Jeremy Boring look good because this says the creative guy was gone. Love him or hate him, he at least maybe was the creative guy that was doing stuff, okay? He was a guy that was going out there doing if you have to say naturally who was more funny, Ben Shapiro or Jeremy Boring.
Jeremy Boring.
It's not even close,
Ben.
right? No, it's not.
Ben.
But I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Smarter.
I'm going to tell you. No, that's not the conversation.
Genius.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, Ben Shapiro tries, especially whenever they started the whole thing where they recreated the channel, because they realized that they've just been at the tipping point. There is no comeback for them. And so one of the things they tried is to figure out how they can generate revenue. They figured out how they can regenerate revenue. And since they had so much content of Candace Owens, they started reposting her videos and tried to make a mockery of her. But that was bringing in money because those clips were going viral. And so it made him money for like a short period of time. But that was just, like that's it. And so Ben Shapiro was trying to be funny. He was trying to, but it was just coming off cringe. Like nobody, it's like you're watching him, you're just trying to figure out like you're just not in your element, bro. Like you're forcing this thing way too much, It's like you just need to go over there and you can't be a stand-up comedian, one. Like he can't be a sit-down comedian either. He just needs to go in like a shut-up comedian. Like just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. That was cringe. So instead of him once again spending time and rebuilding their business and focusing on figuring out how to retain the talent and just maybe the finances as well, he spends his time ridiculing Candace Owens, and so
has now come out and condemned
This is what we
Candace directly after months of Candace implying, openly stating that Erica was complicit in Charlie's death. Finally, Erica Kirk came out and said something. And by the way, I have to say, as somebody who was saying from literally the first moment this sort of crap started circulating, that it's garbage and terrible and horrible and evil what people are doing to Erica, as somebody who laments the fact that that's somehow a controversial statement in some right-wing circles and that where are her allies? The fact that she has to come out and defend herself here from this nonsense is indicative of a moral collapse on the part of the pseudo-right. It's disgusting that Erica has to somehow come out and defend herself from bizarre charges that she's involved in a cover-up of the murder of her husband. She's the mother of his kids. It's disgusting.
I don't see anything wrong with her coming out and defending herself. She is the CEO of Turning Point USA. I mean, what are we expecting? She chose to be in that position. When you put yourself, once again, I'm going to repeat that. If you put yourself in a position that you probably are not ready for, you're not excluded from anything. Like if you are in a public space, okay, you need to expect what comes with the cost, with the price that you're paying.
Disgusting that she has to do this. Well, yesterday, in a much noted internet moment, she called out Candace Owens for her disgusting conspiracism. Here she was.
Every morning I wake up to a
Okay,
new
I'm
headline.
going to skip this part and let's play this here.
Tell us otherwise. Also, of everything I've ever said about Erica, she chooses to respond to something I never said. They always lie. I'm not sure there's a bigger liar in American life than Candace Owens. I mean, truly. An astonishing liar. So it turns out that a person named Aubrey Leitch was texting with Candace Owens, and Andrew Colvett released these texts. And in the text, she literally accuses Erica Kirk of murder. So this person, Aubrey Leitch, and Candace were texting each other during you remember part of the saga is when Erica was forced basically to go and sit down with Candace while she was making these crazy accusations. This is just before the TPUSA event at the end of last year. And this person wrote, I assume she's coming to you? This is actually so wild. And Candace said, and she has apparently been preparing since yesterday evening. And this Aubrey Leach person said, been preparing explanations for all the lies they have told, I assume. If Colvett and her have any common sense, they see the online narrative and understand that their support is fading very rapidly. And Candace said, she is coming here, and yes, absurd, they need to prepare. And then this Aubrey Leach person wrote back, geez, that's actually crazy. I'm so intrigued to hear how it goes. I got your back. Go Max. And she wrote back, I'm asking everything. First question, why did you murder your husband? Here's the thing. If you own a business, you probably have no idea.
Why did you murder your husband, LOL? Yeah, so Candace told them to say, of course, like, this is a joke, right? And once again, I'm not saying maybe Candace was joking or not, but, you know, if they're talking, if there is a certain tone that you use when you're communicating with someone, who knows how that relationship was between them or whatever. So they tried to have this claim like they knew all along that those text messages existed, except when this Aubrey person released the message, then they tried to use that to say, oh, this is exactly what we meant. Like we had this proof that you've been saying that you know, like Erica killed her husband, but they were lying to say she says it outwardly, publicly. That's exactly what Ben Shapiro said on Megyn Kelly, to say Candace has been saying that Erica killed her husband. And it was quickly debunked that she never said that. And at that point, Megyn distanced herself from Ben Shapiro. But then all of a sudden now Ben Shapiro feels like, oh, I am vindicated. I told you so. I told you she said this. But it's like, well, there was no proof. You were just making stuff up out of thin air. Like, this wasn't true at all. So anyways, we're not focusing so much on that, because I went to Reddit and I found some pretty interesting videos, posts on Reddit. So for instance, this one user, this is about a year ago, or 6 months ago, sorry, they wrote to say, the Daily Wire lays off entire staff on Bentkey. So this is a year ago. And so, like I said, the layoffs right now that we're talking about, these are like the second wave of the layoffs. And so there is a whole discussion here. But this one user by the name of Kevin said they appear to have made some pretty big picture decisions this year. I'm almost certain that Jeremy was forced into a lesser role, and they considered all of his endeavors to be failures. It certainly feels like Daily Wire is not trying to be a media conglomerate anymore. Can't speak today, I'm telling you. It feels like they are under new leadership who is aiming to keep them in a podcast space. So I'm just pointing out the fact that people were recognizing these things as they were happening. And so another post from Out the Loop, it says, what's going on with people saying the Daily Wire is collapsing? I have recently seen multiple people talking about the Daily Wire collapsing, with a person named Bradley Cooper. Oh, it wasn't Bradley Cooper. Leaving. What kind of news network is the Daily Wire? Why is it collapsing in that way that it is collapsing? Why? What are the larger ramifications, or what is its relevance? And so people started responding to this person. Here's another post, like 10 months. Looks like the Daily Wire is going bankrupt soon. This is called the Boomer Story. Okay, this is crazy. It's a whole article. If you are unfamiliar with the try-hard right-wing network, the Daily Wire, ran by everyone's favorite whiny butthole Ben Shapiro, boy, I do have some good news for you. The Daily Wire is a streaming network that dares to ask you for a monthly subscription to their sloppy pandering and downright crappy programming. No one is surprised that it is a place for Shapiro to complain about whatever he made up last night. But as a film buff, okay, guys, you gotta bear with me. Sometimes my accent comes out. But as a film buff, I was surprised that they began making original movies in the last 8 years. Their films are well what you would you expect, veiled anti-woke nonsense made to make you feel mocked or vindicated based on where you lean. And so what I'm trying to point out here is I'm trying to show you guys that there are people who recognized what was happening. It's just it wasn't highlighted in the media space, the conservative media, the leftists. Like people were not picking this up, but other people were able to see this, and the evidence is just right here on Reddit. Like people have been looking into them, and for some people, they actually have been. A lot of people have been excited to see them just you know spiral downwards for some reason. This is a year ago, right here. Breaking. Zionist news outlet Daily Wire reportedly hires bankrupt attorney, lays off 25% of staff by Schooly Wooly. This is a year ago, guys. A year ago. You see it right there on your screen. This is a year ago. This has been going on. Like they hired a bankrupt attorney? Wow, that's crazy. So there's just a whole discussion here in the Reddit post. You can find it as well. So, yeah, people have been seeing this coming from like a mile away. A mile away. And people have just been able to recognize this, that it's over for the Daily Wire. There is no coming back. Hopefully, what they're saying is true. They're saying they're trying to focus more on journalism, and that's why they have a spot in the White House as well. But they've also been firing journalists as well. So it's like, okay, you're saying that it's mostly on the entertainment side of things. You're getting rid of people in Nashville, but then there is journalists posting on X that they are out of a job and they're looking for new opportunities. They're open to new opportunities. So is it that you're just laying off people from the entertainment side, or is it that you are just going bankrupt and you just don't have it? You don't have it. You need somebody to bail you out. But it's all lies, lies, lies. They can never tell the truth. One complaint that people also said was about the NDAs. Like you can never say anything about what happens over there, the work culture, like work culture. You can never say anything. So yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I will see you on the next video. You can support us by donating to our Cash App, and that helps to keep the channel rolling so I can give you great content. I'll see you guys. I am Lokunkamlenga. Thanks for watching.